Hello guys, welcome back to MedTen. So basically in the last video we discussed about the colon, its parts and relations. If you haven't watched that video, please make sure to watch that. So now we will discuss about the artery supply, venous drainage and also lymphatic drainage of the colon. So coming to first to the arterial supply of the colon. So what is the blood supply of the colon that you need to know? So the colon is supplied by the following arteries. First I'll name the arteries and then I'll draw it and show to you. Firstly it is supplied by the ileocholic artery. We have the ileocholic artery, then it is supplied by the right cholic artery, then the middle cholic artery, we have the left cholic artery, right, middle and the left cholic artery, and finally we have the sigmoidal arteries because there are few in number, and also we have the superior rectal artery. So we have the ileocholic artery, right cholic artery, middle cholic artery, left cholic artery, sigmoidal arteries and also the superior rectal artery. So firstly I will draw the intestine. So yeah, basically we have the abdominal aorta, right? From the abdominal aorta we have the one known as the celiac trunk, a branch of the abdominal aorta, celiac trunk. So this supplies the foregut, that is it supplies the stomach and also it supplies the liver and upper part of the duodenum. So we have the second branch from the abdominal aorta and that is called as the superior mesenteric artery, and third branch we have is the inferior mesenteric artery. So basically we have the superior mesenteric artery and the inferior mesenteric artery, and the branches of these two arteries will supply the entire colon. So basically the superior mesenteric artery will come like this, and then it will give a ileocholic branch, one run, and then it will give the right cholic branch and also the left middle cholic branch. So basically what we have the ileocholic artery and the right cholic artery and also the middle cholic artery, and then they will anastomose together and they will go backwards, and from the inferior mesenteric artery we have the left cholic artery and also we have the sigmoidal arteries, few number of sigmoidal arteries. Finally it will end by anastomosing to become the superior rectal artery. So basically these three are the branches of the inferior mesenteric artery and these three are the branches of the superior mesenteric artery, and these are branches of the inferior mesenteric artery. So this is the ileocholic artery, right cholic artery and the middle cholic artery, then this is the left cholic artery, sigmoidal arteries and also the superior rectal artery. So this is the inferior mesenteric artery, this branch is the superior mesenteric artery. So the first three arteries are the branches of superior mesenteric artery, and next three arteries are branches of the inferior mesenteric artery. And also we have the anastomotic channel between the superior mesenteric and inferior mesenteric, and that is known as the marginal artery of Drummond. So what is marginal artery of the Drummond? It is nothing but it's a circumferential anastomotic arterial channel which is extending from the ileocecal junction to the rectosigmoid junction. So basically it connects the superior mesenteric artery to the inferior mesenteric artery. So this artery is the marginal artery of the Drummond. So it is formed by the anastomosis between the branches of the cholic branches of the superior mesenteric artery and the cholic branches of the inferior mesenteric artery, and the vasa recta arising from the marginal artery will supply the colon. So basically these will supply the entire colon. So the superior mesenteric artery is the artery of the midgut and the inferior mesenteric artery is the artery of the hindgut. So basically this is the complete arterial supply of the colon. Now we will discuss about the venous drainage and also about the lymphatic drainage of the colon. So now that we have discussed about the arterial supply of the colon, now let's discuss about the venous drainage of the colon. So what do we have in the venous drainage? So the veins of the colon will accompany the arteries. So the veins of the colon will accompany the arteries, that is we have the ileocholic artery, then we will have the ileocholic vein, we have the middle cholic artery, and then we have the right cholic artery. So basically the veins will accompany the arteries, that is we have the right cholic vein, middle cholic vein, the left cholic vein, we also have the sigmoidal veins and also the rectal veins. So basically the veins will accompany the arteries, and finally where do these veins drain into? these veins will drain into the superior mesenteric vein and also the inferior mesenteric vein. That is, they arise from the superior mesenteric artery and finally they will end by the superior mesenteric vein and the inferior mesenteric vein, and these two will combine with the splenic vein. These two will combine with the splenic vein to form the portal vein. So we have discussed about the complete anatomy of the portal vein and its anastomosis in another video. Please make sure to watch that. So basically these two will combine with the splenic vein to form the portal vein. So the venous change of the colon is directly draining into the portal vein because it also contains the large nutrients and carbohydrates from the intestine. So this is about the lymphatic venous drainage. So coming to the lymphatic drainage of the colon. So what do we have in the lymphatic drainage? So the lymphatic drainage of the colon is clinically very important because the carcinoma of the colon will spread through the lymphatic route, and there are numerous colic nodes which drain into the lymph of the colon. So what are the different nodes we have? We have the epiploic nodes. So basically they will drain into the epiploic nodes, and then we have the paracolic nodes. Then we have the intermediate colic nodes. Then also we have the pre-terminal nodes. So basically the lymphatic drainage of the colon is draining into the epiploic nodes, paracolic nodes, intermediate colic nodes, and also the pre-terminal nodes. Now let's draw to look at them. So basically this is the complete colon, and these are the arterial system, right? The ileocolic, right colic, middle colic, and the inferior mesenteric will give the sigmoidal arteries, superior rectal artery, and also we have the left colic. So these are the arterial system of the colon. So what are the nodes we have? We have the coming to the intermediate colic nodes. Intermediate colic nodes will lie between the artery and the vein. These are the intermediate colic nodes, and then we have the paracolic nodes. Paracolic nodes are situated just beside the colon. So these are the paracolic nodes that we have, and also we have the epiploic nodes. Epiploic nodes are situated on the intestine. So these are the epiploic nodes, and finally we have the pre-terminal nodes, and pre-terminal nodes are situated along the edges of the arteries. Along the edges of the arteries we have the pre-terminal nodes. So I am repeating it once again. Pre-terminal nodes are along the edges of the arteries. Pre-terminal, we have the intermediate which are situated between the arteries, and then we have the paracolic which are situated just beside the colon, and then we have the epiploic arteries which are situated on the colon. So basically this is about the lymphatic drainage of the colon. So thank you guys, thank you for watching video till then. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and also share it to your other friends. So in the next video we will discuss about the clinical correlation of the colon. Thank you so much.